The sniper in Team Fortress 2 is a very straightforward class. You click the head, you get the kill. It's not a new concept. Even if you haven't played TF2, but a different first-person shooter, you should be familiar with this. The sniper is often seen as a very skilled weapon, which requires immense precision, and well, also trick shots, but that's for another day. With this being TF2 where things don't always work the way you think they would, I'd like to introduce the almost brand new Sydney Sleeper. Now, in order to describe this weapon in one sentence or more, I'd like to pass the mic to the former US President, Mr. Donald Trump.
We like to troll. We like to go the night before one of their primaries. We do a little trolling. It's called we do a little trolling.
Now, who might be getting trolled, you ask? Well, everyone. Your team who doesn't have a proper sniper. You who can't headshot any enemies. And at times even the enemies when they are slightly inconvenienced by being covered in piss. Whew, okay, let's take this back a notch and actually talk about what the Sydney Sleeper does. On the bright side, the Sydney Sleeper's maximum charge is reduced from 3.3 seconds on the regular sniper rifle to 2.8 on the Sydney. This basically means that you're capable of full charge body shooting enemy gamers half a second faster than you normally would. On top of that, your charged shots apply Jarate onto enemies from 2 to 5 seconds, depending on how much you've charged your shots. Which essentially means that any type of damage that enemy would take would be mini crits. This all sounds, well, interesting, but wait till you hear the nerfs before you get too excited. That headshot thing we talked about before. Yeah, that thing that's the bread and butter of any sniper, letting you one-shot any class from any distance? Well, we can't really do that anymore. In case you haven't gotten it by now, this is a huge deal. So why would anyone ever want to use this weapon? In the past year that I've been back into TF2, I've played a fair bit of sniper and used a variety of primaries. But not once have I felt like giving up my biggest upside for more Jarate? I do see the idea of the weapon being that you can assist your teammates more during teamfights by enabling mini crits onto bigger enemies like heavies, but the trade-off just doesn't make sense. For the most part, I found myself frantically shooting at heavies covered in urine, trying to squeeze the extra 18 damage from the mini crits. It's just not better. Now, before we continue this weapon review, there is something we need to address when making TF2 weapon reviews. A variable I'd like to call skill. Listen, anyone can make a TF2 weapon review. You pick up a mic, you boot up TF2, and you edit your clips with a Zelda instrumental in the background. But there's one crucial thing we need to address here, which is skill. Because sure, I did get a couple of kill streaks with the good old Sydney Sleeper. However, it was not because of any of the wacky changes it has compared to the stock sniper. I played like a dick. All I did was hold angles, charge my shots, and not even attempt to go for headshots. And honestly, to a certain extent it worked. However, if you give this weapon to XX Green Goblin Gaming XX, who just reached 80,000 points on their €6,000 Strange Unusual Anger, I have a slight feeling that they'd probably still be able to pop stomp with this weapon. So, you know, keep in mind, skill. Anyway, rant over, let's get back to the review. The sniper's biggest upside being that he can pick off any enemy across the map so long that his aim is good for it won't work with this weapon. That's when I realized who this weapon could be for. Bad aim snipers. If you're like me, an absolutely incompetent sniper, don't resort to silly tomfoolery like the Sydney Sleeper. Hone your craft with this sniper. Embrace the art of the aiming. There are plenty of snipers that offer a nice side grade to the stock sniper, where you can still get headshots. But if none of these alternatives work, just use the Huntsman. Also, I want to mention that they added the other color to the darts for this weapon like 3 months ago, even though it was initially released in 2010. Why? But yeah, this weapon sucks, don't use it.